Hey YouTube, this is going to be a really exciting video today. We're going to do a review, and it's a little bit ahead. I'm going to do a whole series on my long-range journey, but I'm really excited about a product that I just purchased. It's new on the market, and so I wanted to do a review on it today. The video today is going to be kind of chopped up. We're trying to do the best with it we can. Okay, so here you have it, folks. The 701 Precision Omega Primer Seeder. So we're going to do a little review and show you a little bit about it today, but I want you to see this as we move around it here and stuff. The dial there on the front is what you make your increment adjustments with, and then come around to this side, and you can kind of see that side there. I'm going to try to get around to the back here of it, so you can see the back of it. But this is an amazing piece of workmanship, and 701 Precision has just completely knocked this thing out of the park. So give you another view around it there so you can kind of see it from different levels. And then I'll show you later on too here. Maybe I can cut in, but anyways, this is it, and we're going to be talking about it today. So there you have it. That's the Omega Series 701 Precision Primer Seeder. And I've just had this a little bit, but I wanted to do a review on it because this is an amazing, I mean, it's just amazing priming seeder. I actually had sit down and drew up some sketches to try to come up with something better than what had been on the market, with the simple fact I wanted something that indexed off the bottom of the case. So anyways, when I found this, I'm like, they have crossed every T and dotted every I when it comes to primer seeder and indexing off the bottom of the case. Because if you don't know this, when you buy brass, it doesn't matter how of high quality brass you buy, your rim thickness can be different thicknesses, and doing so when you index off the rim, it can cause variations in your primer seating depth. So anyways, I'm going to give you a little go around of this thing. I hope you can see it okay there. Anyways, and kind of see what we got there. I'm going to actually remove these two primer tubes. This will give you a little bit better view, and then we'll get into those here in just a moment. But anyways, this is it, and like I say, it's just an amazing machine. The way it works, you can adjust this handle in different positions, higher or lower. I've got as low as it'll go right now, and all you do is pull up on the handle. It grabs the primer from the primer tube, and then you come back and push down, and it seats the primer. So you can imagine how fast this machine is. I mean, you can seat some primers in a hurry. Okay, so but anyways, I want to go through some things. I actually talked to the people at 701 Primer, or 701 Precision rather, and asked some questions about some things. I do want to get a couple things out of the drawer here where I can show you that come with it, and we'll address those here in just a little bit. But let's go over the basics of the primer seeder, and then to give you a little idea, it actually comes with your two tubes. These, I called them and asked them what these do, and actually all they put those on there for is so that you can get a little bit better grip when you're putting the primer tube in the machine. So there's one on each one. This is actually the large, the red is the small. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to set it up with the small right now, or actually, yeah, I'll set it up with the small because it's on small, and so and then we'll go through things. One of the things that they have that they really thought out, I had a Hornady Versa Prime before I got this one. With it and some of the other ones out there, if you say you put 100 primers in and then you only prime say 50 cases, you still got 50 left in the tube. And the only way on most of them that you can do that is you have to take them individually, pull them off, and it takes forever. So 701 has covered that. They come with this. I'm going to show you on this one because I do have primers in that one. I don't want to pull it off. I'm going to show you in the large, but it comes with this clip, and it just goes over. It fits in the machine. I'll show you how that works. It goes over the end and holds the primers in. So anytime you make a primer change from large to small, or whatever you're doing there, maybe another primer tube, you don't have to individually take them out. And that was a big negative for me, but it's a big plus with this. Okay, so let's just go over it right away. I've got it set up on small now, so as you see, I've got my retainer on this. Okay, and I've got primers already in this tube. So what you do is you just set it down in with this toward the back and simply just screw it into the machine. Okay, and once you get it screwed in, then you just pull your clip off and it allows your primers to fall down in the machine. Okay, so then from that point, and we'll seat some primers here in a little bit, but from that point, all you do is you just pull your handle back and press it back down, and there you have a primer. Okay, ready to seat. Okay, so it's very, very simple. It's very, very smooth. I'm going to show you right here how you change. It's super nice too, because they've just thought of everything. Okay, in the back of the machine, you'll notice there's an Allen wrench here, a bigger Allen wrench here, and this is your large primer plate. Okay, and what this does, this actually floats. This is what presses up against the bottom of the case and allows the case to be pushed up. So when you measure off the bottom of the case. It also has this click turn dial. I don't know if you can see that very well, probably not from that position. Let me see if I can bring it around here and show it to you. But anyways, right there, that's your click turn dial, and it just is on 1,000 increments. So I'm going to kind of swing it around there. I apologize for the moving of the camera there. New to this and trying to do the best with it that I can. Okay, so anyways, everything fits right in the back, very organized. When you go to change, all you do is you simply take your plastic stop, you run it in the back, you snap it on your tube. Okay, then from that point, you just unscrew your primer tube. Okay, notice your primers don't fall out. All right, and then you'll want to take off your there's 2 screws here on the shell plate, and they have their own shell plate. You take that off. Okay, and this can go a lot faster. I'm just going slow here, and just so that you can see what's going on. Okay, so you take that shell plate off. As you can see there, it's just they have their own designated shell plate. Has 2 screws again in it, and then all you do is you raise your primer, I had a primer in there, so I'm taking that out. You raise that up, and this is a little hard to get a hold of. You get a hold of that, okay? And then you switch it to large. And if you notice, I'm going to get the camera back over here again. If you can see that down underneath like that, okay? When you switch that to large, okay, let me get that over it where you can see it. See how that slider works in there from small to large, small to large, okay? So you can see how that works in there. So you go to large, and let me see everything. Okay, that looks good. All right, you just switch it to large, and then once you do that, you press your handle, you pull your primer rod out, you flip it over, go back down in there, then you replace your base plate, I guess floating plate, and if you'll notice on it, it has a notch side, which I thought out very well, so you can't get it in backward. There's two little things that press it up on each side. You put that over in the notch side, which is on the right, which would put the L toward the front, like you can read it. Then you just come back on with your shell plate. Okay, and just simply screw your screws back down in there. Okay, and then they say it doesn't take much of a snug. I do turn my my wrench a little sideways just to give it a little torque here, and then you take your primer tube, screw it in. Okay, and simple as that. You pull that off, and there you are, ready to go. Okay, ready to go again. All right, so what I'm going to do, since we're going to be priming some small cases, I'm going to actually change it back over again without going through everything, just so you can see how quick that can happen. Okay, so here we go. Okay, it's that simple. And then back up, and there I have a primer in it. So it's very simple to switch over from large to small primers. I can't remember, it has, I want to say maybe 15 ball bearings in it. When I got this thing, I noticed that there was some black residue coming off of it. I didn't know what that was, and I polished some wheels before, and I realized they actually polished this thing, and there was some of the polish left, like you use Mothers or whatever on it. So they take great pain in making this thing, and they have really thought everything out on this thing. I mean, it's just unreal how well it works. I'm actually going to go up to the top and put this other primer that I got out of there back in there, and that way we can prime some cases. So what I'm going to do here now, and I hope I don't block everything up so you can see, But I'm going to go ahead and just prime some cases. I do need to do a little bit of prep work here just to make sure, okay? And if you don't have, I'll just tell you about this as well. This is Duraco primer depth gauge. So I'm just going to put that on there, turn my unit on here. I'm going to zero it out. You take this little thing, push on it. This would be a whole nother video by itself. I'm going to zero it out, and that way I can get a primer depth thickness. Let me get my calipers out here, and before we start that, let me show you a couple other things that it comes with. Okay, and I did talk to him about this. It comes with some extra clips. Comes with a super nice, here it is, instruction manual. If you can see that there, super nice, and gives you a lot of stuff. There's only a couple things I had to call him about, so let me get rid of that. And it comes with extra clips for your primer tubes, and it actually comes with a little shipping thing that you remove that goes where the cedars go. There's two things in here that's very important. It comes with a couple extra bolts for the shell plate, and then I did call him about both of these. I assumed I knew what they were. Okay, I don't know if you can see those. We'll just do one at a time, but if you can see that, this is actually an adjustment tool. It can be adjusted on spring tension as well as stop on the picking up the primer from either one. I think the top adjusts possibly the stop, and the bottom is the spring tension. Okay, so if you ever get out of adjustment on picking up primers, you just pull the handle up, drop this down on large primer setting in there, and then you adjust your stop to the back of the plate. So it's real simple. It also comes with this, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's a little purple cup. And what that is for is, if you'll notice on the primer tubes, there's a little bit of a, I guess, I don't know what you call, a little bit of the primer tube sticking out at the bottom of the screw on, whatever you want to call that, that screws into the machine. Okay, and what that is you can put that in there. You loosen the nut, the set nut. I don't know if you can see it, set screw there, and you just press that down, touch the bottom, and retighten it back. So it's an adjustment tool for the depth. Now, it does say in the instructions, if you have primers that the anvil is sticking out of the case a little bit, you may have to raise that a little bit. And I did do that on mine because it seemed like it was catching a little bit from time to time. Okay, so anyways, that it comes with both of those as well. It comes with one shell plate. They offer 5 different shell plates, and if you want any more of those, you have to purchase those. But overall, it just comes ready to run. So let's get that back over there, get that out of the way. So let's do a depth on our case. These are brand new Alpha munitions cases. All I've did with those is, as Alpha recommends, I've chamfered the necks on them, chamfered deburred, and I threw them in the tumbler just to take care of that part of it. And so that's what I have here. I've got 50 cases. So it looks like we're 0.120, and then I'm going to pull a primer up here so I can get a measurement on the primer thickness. I'm pretty sure I've already got this set. Okay, so let's do a 0. There we are. And so I'm gonna 0.120, and this is a 121. Okay, so that is the same I had yesterday. So actually the primer is thicker than the primer depth, so we're gonna have a couple thousandths crunch on. I usually like to have about a thousandths on my primer crush. Whole nother video in itself. So it should be set just right. We'll find out here in a minute. That if we go a thousandths below, that's going to give us actually 2/1000ths primer crush. Okay, I'm going real fast on that because that's not the objective of this video. So let's go ahead and get this primer set back in here, and we'll make sure that's up. Okay, yep, it's up. And so, all right, so let's go ahead and seat one. I won't be pushing it back because I've already done that, and so I'm just going to slide my case in there and give it a good press. Now, when I talked to 701 Primer or 701 Precision, they did tell me do not be afraid to really lay on hard on the handle because he told me he weighs 200 pounds. He actually hung off of it when they're testing. So, all right, so, oh, well, I messed that up right off the bat. Let's re-zero that. Okay. All right, well, that's fine. That's actually 2/1000ths. So if I leave it right there, might have found something. I'm at, well, let's do that. I'm sorry. Hope I'm not confusing you here, but let's go back and re-zero it. Okay. There we go. We're at a 0 now. So we can go ahead and give that a measure. I'm showing 1.5 thousandths on my primer seating depth, so that's great. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and primer 50 cases here, and we're just going to see how long it takes. Okay, and this will give you an idea. We'll speed it up when we go to the playback and give you an idea of how long that takes. Okay, so I mean, it's that easy. And I'm really not, you know, real proficient, I guess you could say, on it. We may just do 10 or 20 here, just to give you an idea, but you can see just how fast this primer seater seats. We'll do 20, stop at 20. Okay, my GoPro stopped right in the middle of it. So let me see where I'm at here. All right, there we go. So we'll finish these just so you can see. Make sure I've got a case in there. Okay. And one more. Okay, there you have it. So let's go ahead and check some depths on it just to see where we're at here, so we can get an idea of how accurate it is. Okay, 1.5, 2.5, 3, 1.5, 2, 2, and they say it does get more accurate as you seat with it. Okay, 2, there's a 2, okay, 2, my cat's in here. Hey, Cali Cat. How's it going? All right. There's a 1.5. Oh, she wants to get in the video. All right. So let's just keep going here. 2.5. 2.5. 3. 2. 3. 1.5. 2. Okay, so I'll put them back in there. So it gives you an idea, and they say once it breaks in, it's a lot more accurate than it is. It's brand new. I'll probably only run about 10 cases or something through it. Okay, so anyways, there you have it. But so far I'm super pleased, and then I believe it will get more and more accurate as it goes. Okay, so let me get the cat down here. She was a good cat. So anyways, there you have it. The 701 Precision Primer Seeder, Omega Series Primal Seeder, and so far I'm totally pleased with it. As you see, it's seeding within, you know, 1/1000ths, thousandths and a half either way. And they say it does improve as you use the unit. So I'm sure as I do, and we'll give you an update on that later, you know, things will get better. So, all right, well, that's this episode for God, Guns, and Faith. And we appreciate you watching the YouTube video. If you could, like and subscribe. We're going to try to get more content out there. We sure would appreciate it if you could do that. And thank you so much for watching this episode. Okay, so I know this video's been a little bit chopped up, but I wanted to add this at the end because there's two things that I got after I originally made the video before I published it. When I talked to 701 Precision, they were talking about how the primer pockets for the Alpha Munitions brass is tight, and it takes some real force to get your primer seated. Oftentimes when I measure the primer is actually deeper than the primer pocket depth. So when you seat it, if you seat it even, you may be 1/1000th crunch on your primer. So what they suggested was two options that they have added to their line since I purchased the 701 Precision Primer, and they have to do with leverage on the handle. And I have used both of the, or one of these. I like it. I'm not even going to try the other one, but I do want you to know the options that are available. The first option is a simple handle extension, which I think you can see that there. And all it does is just screws on the end, then you screw your knob on the end. Okay. Now, as I've used the knob, sometimes it's a little hard on your palm per se because it's so round. Here is the second option, which I really like. They came out with a handle extension like this. Okay, and basically you just screw the knob on and screw this on. And I really like it because it's very good on your palm. When you put it there, you just grip it, push it down, lift it up, push it down. And it really works well. So this is the one I'm going to go to. But I wanted to tag this on the end of the video just to let you know that these are available. And especially if you're using Alpha brass with tight primer pockets, these are a great tool because it gives you more leverage. When I went to this handle, my my difference, or whatever you want to say there, my tolerance on my primer seating, the machine came into only a 0.5 difference on every primer that I seated. So it made things a lot more accurate because you're getting that primer pressed fully into the pocket, where you don't get as much leverage with this being shorter. So I wanted to tag that on the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this review on the 701 Precision Omega Series Primer. This thing is amazing, and I don't regret buying it at all, and I don't think you'll regret buying it either.